Introducing GemPad, the new launchpad. Ready to take over the game. Why GemPad, you ask? Well, we're not just your typical launchpad. At GemPad, we take 0% of your tokens, letting you keep full control over your project's tokenomics. GemPad also introduces a new, clean user interface as well as previously unseen useful features, like a pre-sale alarm, so you'll never miss another project again. GemPad features 4 tiers to suit every project's needs. From the common pre-sale all the way up to the most prestigious Diamond tier for the real gems. GemPad, find your next gem. Check us out at gempad.app.
Welcome everybody. We're about 2 or 3 minutes away from getting started here, so there's time to grab a drink and everything. I see Morty's already in here. I've unmuted him. Hi Glenn.
Hey.
Yeah, I think Glenn, you need to go out and back into VC. I couldn't hear you. I think he's getting it sorted now. I see him joining and leaving. So we'll give it another minute or two, guys, here, and then we can get started. Okay, yeah, I can hear you now, Glenn. Okay, it's getting fixed. Oh, he left. Try switching your input or something, Glenn. I could hear you before you left. Just a second ago, I could hear you, but now, oh, he just keeps coming in and out. I heard a little tick from you now, Glenn, but you're still not coming through. Maybe go to your setting and change your your microphone input. Go through all of them. Oh, he's gone now.
See if that's working.
Yeah. Okay.
It was cutting out, and then when I turned the mute off, it just kept repeating mute in my ear. It was a nightmare. I've just plugged in another USB socket, so yeah, it's got the mic broke. That's great. Sorry about that, everyone. How's it going, Morty?
I'm good, Glenn. How are you?
Awesome, yeah. Now I've got my microphone working, a bit of a nightmare there. Right, so you're ready. I can start the recording, introduce you, and we can go into the GemPad Launchpad. It's our 4th AMA, so that's awesome.
Perfect.
Good.
I'll just share my screen there. Can you see that?
We can, yeah, awesome.
Perfect.
Right, let me just start the recording. Hi, Morty. Don't know
Hey,
what happened.
Glenn.
I went to record and it shut down. But,
No worries. I thought I had left or something. I was like, oh.
I don't know, a glitch with Telegram. Yeah, we can see that. I'll just change the title back to AMA
Yeah, no worries.
with Gem. Okay, I'll start the recording now and introduce you, Morty. Let's go.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, good afternoon to the Wellcoin Talk community. Today we have our 4th AMA with GemPad Launchpad. Here to speak about the project is Morty. We've got lots to go through tonight. We've got new whitelist tiers, features, self-launches, token creation portal. So we'll get into that shortly. But if we can start, can you tell us how the team got together for the GemPad Launchpad and an introduction for investors and projects that have not used the Launchpad before? That'd be great.
Perfect. First of all, Glenn, thanks for having me, and Whalecoin Talk in general. Thanks for having me. So my name's Morty. I am one of the co-founders of GemPad. I'm also in charge of marketing, and I also do most of the AMAs along with Rainlands, who will usually host the AMAs. We kind of take that in turns and stuff. So we have a core team of 6, and then a dev team of 4. And then we recently took on 2 new members who are not quite core team, but they're very close to it. Those 2 new members are helping us with listings, simply for the fact that we just got so many listings that it was originally just 2 people dealing with it, and now we have 4 dealing with it, and it still is proper full-time jobs for the 4 of them. So it's a good problem to have, having to hire more people. But anyway, moving on to GemPad itself. So GemPad, first and foremost, is a launchpad, and we like to call ourselves the community's launchpad. This is for a few different reasons. The main reason being that no matter what we feel about certain features and stuff, we will usually just listen to what the community wants. So an example of this is the emergency withdrawal button. We originally didn't want to have it, just because, number one, it can harm projects, because certain projects, if they're a slow fill, people will withdraw and it will just ruin the project, even though it might have filled without the emergency withdrawal. So it's not something that's good for projects. Also, for the fact that you have to put a percentage on it, because if people don't have a penalty for emergency withdrawal, they'll just ape and then take it out, and they just won't even kind of research it, and it also affects projects. So then if you have the percentage on it, people are actually, it'll usually be 10%. I'm not too familiar what it is, the number is exactly on other launchpads, but even if it's 10%, that's still 10% of our community's money that they're just losing. But look, it was heavily requested, so we said we'd add it. And what we did with it is, the 10% that you lose when you do the emergency withdrawal, it actually goes into a wallet. Now, this is a public wallet. Anyone can go look at it if they want to keep an eye on it. And once that builds up to about 5 BNB, we then do a buyback with it. And then the tokens we get from that, we put into the staking pool. So not only do you get buybacks, which was heavily requested because we had no real buybacks in our tokenomics. So that was one thing a lot of people were asking, would there be something like that? So we get buybacks, but then we also get the emergency withdrawal button. But then it also goes to the staking vault. So that's loads of bonuses. But we, not only that as well, like that we take on advice and stuff like that. We will eventually have our DAO system. Now, we had planned to have it out a bit earlier, but we actually let the community vote on what order things came out in, and they voted for stealth launches, which I'll get onto in a little bit. But eventually the DAO will come out and you'll be able to vote for stuff like the tax. So you'll be able to choose what the tax is. One of the things that we were asked after particularly good diamonds that we'd raise the sell tax to stop people buying and selling. If something like that is what you wanted, the community can just vote for it themselves. You'll be able to vote for stuff on the actual platform itself. Now, what exactly you'll be able to vote for on the platform isn't finalized, but we'll try to give you as much say in things as we can without it being a mess, really. And then you'll also be able to vote to pause the pre-sales. That's just all that is literally just waiting on the DAO to be built. But as I said, it's literally we would have it built, but we let you pick, and you pick stealth launches. So moving on. So just to kind of what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce GemPad, and I've already introduced GemPad, but I'm going to just go through GemPad as if you've never heard it before, and then we'll get on to the new features. So one of our features, or one of our best selling points, is the fact we don't take 0 tokens. So our fees are quite low. We only take 2% of the raise, and then it's 1 or half a BNB for listing. So obviously a launchpad, like we're a company, we have to make money somehow, but we try to keep the fees as low as possible while still being able to deliver a great product. Now, with GemPad, we have a tier system as well. So there's 2 types of tiers. There's tiers for holders and there's tiers for projects. So holders are normal enough. It's gold, platinum, and diamond. Diamond gets you in, or sorry, gold gets you into gold pre-sales. It's just a whitelist spot. Platinum gets you into gold and platinum pre-sales, and then diamond gets you into all the pre-sales. That's pretty much summed up for the holder tiers. Now you will get some other benefits. So anyone with gold plus will be able to stake. And then once we add in the DAO voting, the tiers will matter even more. But moving on to project tiers. So project tiers, we have 4 tiers. We've common, gold, platinum, and diamond. Common and gold, they don't need to contact us. They can list without ever speaking to us. But platinum and diamond, they have to go through us and they have to go through a vetting process. For common, we will not be listing KYCs or audits. If they want to go and get it themselves, by all means, they can do that, but it just won't be listed on the card. Gold is a step up above. It requires a KYC or an audit, but they're allowed to have both. And at the moment, we're still running free KYC. So most are getting both anyway, because the KYC is free and actually the audit's free at the moment as well. So they're just getting both because it doesn't cost them anything and it helps the project as well. Moving on then to platinum. As I said, platinum has to go through us. They have to reach certain requirements. KYC and audit is required for both of these. For gold and platinum, you will be allowed third-party KYCs. For diamond, it's required to go through us to do the KYC. And this is just to do, just for added security, and because we would love to do it for all tiers, but honestly, it'd just be too much work, especially when we're doing the free KYCs at the minute. It just would take, we'd literally have one person doing nothing but KYCs all day. But anyway, moving on to diamond. Diamond, we have had a good few diamonds already, but we have actually very, very recently changed around the requirements to diamonds to make it even more limited, because we want diamonds to be the best of the best. So what we've done is kind of the diamonds that we've had a look at what they did wrong, what we should have seen when we were kind of picking them to be diamond, and then we've added those requirements to the next batch of diamonds, say. Now, the tiers are a guideline. I do not want you just aping because you see it's diamond. I want you to properly do your own research, especially the lower tiers, but you should all do them for all of them. The tiers are only to say that what projects we think will do well and are a bit safer. It's not financial advice or anything like that, so please do your own research. Moving on to special sales. So special sales is a feature that we added because when we started out, we had a lot of projects, they wanted to do a partial raise with us, and we couldn't really, we wanted to facilitate that, so we added special sales. But what we also added was the ability to do private and partial sales through us as well. So this means that if you were ever part of a private sale, you'll know that there can be a lot of issues with not only just sending to a random wallet or doing a private sale on a site where you have to connect the wallet that you don't know if you really trust. There's also it's a random site, so it's a bit riskier. There's no liquidity lock or anything, which there isn't with this either. But it's very risky kind of contributing to a private sale unless you really, really trust the person. And also when it comes to getting airdrops, they can be a bit dodgy in the sense that if they airdrop before the launch, they can add liquidity and mess it up. If they airdrop too late, you could miss being able to sell on the initial pump to get your initials out. And also they might send you like half your airdrop. It has literally all this has happened to me. So what this does is you can do the sale through GemPad. You put the tokens on it, you can get the audit, the KYC, and people can buy in like a normal pre-sale, and then they can take out the funds to be used for marketing, development, whatever it's intended for. And then once it comes around to launch, all they do is they click, the person just goes on to claim them like a normal pre-sale, and then there's no worry about airdrops or anything like that. Now, the thing to remember about special sales is because there's no liquidity lock, we really advise to only participate in sales with devs and teams you trust. Just because there's no liquidity lock, it is a bit riskier. So just properly make sure that you really do trust the teams, because we will KYC them if they're going for KYC, and obviously there could be an audit done, but there's still that risk. And look, even with the KYC, it doesn't mean they're not going to rug. It's a deterrent more than anything, and it means that we can kind of chase them down for you. And also with our KYC, what we actually do is, if it's with us, we get a selfie, and then we get with their ID, then a close-up of the ID. Then we get we have a Zoom call where they then show their ID again, state their full name, name of the project, role in the project. If they have access to the deployer, they then show us that. Now, we normally require that, but there is special circumstances where we don't. So sometimes it's a well-known dev that doesn't give out the deployer wallet, and that's fair enough because it's a trusted dev in the space, and that will be kind of reflected on the KYC cert itself. So there's been a few of them already. Now, moving on to something that no one's actually done yet, it's raising funds in any crypto token. So when we started out, we had a lot of people asking, could they do raises in stablecoins? And we had originally just had it where you could do raises in the native token of the chain. So that'd be BNB for BSC, Ethereum for Ethereum, and so on. And so when we went to add the ability to do stablecoins, and Bina and Red realized that they could add it, that you could do raises in any tokens. So this meant that if you wanted to raise for a plate, say if you had a play to earn token and you were bringing out an in-game currency token, you could raise for the in-game currency token in the play to earn token, so that the liquidity of the in-game currency token would be the play to earn token. And that's a bit confusing, but hopefully it will be kind of clear once someone goes to do it. It's something that I think could start a new meta if that's done right. But no one's done it yet, so I kind of like to bring it up whenever I can, because I'd love to see someone try it out, because I think it could be really good. But yeah, as I said, no one's done it yet, so fingers crossed if someone does it soon. So moving on to the next feature that I kind of want to highlight is our listing time. So anytime someone has a pre-sale or any kind of sale on GemPad, there's a 24-hour delay from the time they can launch. Now, this is for a few different reasons. Number one is that I've been a part of, now I luckily I've never bought into them myself, but I've seen them, where there's a really hype project and someone makes a fake pre-sale for that project, and everyone buys into there, and it could be 100, 500 BNB or something mad, and they launch, and then everyone loses all their money. That can't happen at GemPad. If they even try and make the pre-sale, they'll have to wait 24 hours before they can have it go live, and in that time we'll just cancel it. So something like that can't happen at GemPad. Also, it gives 24 hours to check the code, so whether it's us or our community can have a look through the code and see if they see anything, and sometimes they'll see stuff that's a red flag and we'll have to cancel it. Other times it may just be mistaken in contract, that would require a relaunch. So by doing this, we can just cancel the pre-sale and have them redeploy and then relist, if, as long as obviously it wasn't intentional. If it is intentional, we'll just cancel. Which brings me on to another thing that we recently brought out called the GemPad court. So with the KYCs, we don't, if a rug happens, we don't release the KYCs to the public. This is for a few different reasons. Number one, we're not too confident on the whole legality of releasing someone's public info. What we do instead is we actually report the crimes ourselves. So we will report them to the National Police Force of whatever country the person's from, and then to Interpol as well. This means that you know that someone has actually taken action against it. It's not a case where we release the info and then that's out of our hands, we forget about it, and then it's up to the community to do it. We actually go and do it ourselves. So we then file out a report and follow them up and try and get it sorted that hopefully the money comes back, but also that the person will actually get convicted and get arrested, which is the main thing, and which will encourage people to not do it in future. Now, a lot of the stuff we do is to try and not have rugs in the first place. So in the GemPad court, you'll see that we have cancelled some as well. So if we cancel a pre-sale or if there's a rug or anything, we actually put in a detailed report about it. So if you want to go and check out the GemPad court yourself, you can go and see all that's in there and see the kind of reports we've done, just to kind of get a sense of everything. Moving on to the next feature, it's called My Alarms. So My Alarms is a small little feature, but I think it could be quite big. So basically what My Alarms is that you can set a reminder for a pre-sale or for the launch of the coin, and you can set it 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or 5 minutes before launch. This will send a push notification to whichever device you're on, and it will remind you about the pre-sale or about the launch. The only thing to remember is that the launch can be different from what it says on GemPad. So it says like estimated time of launch. Sometimes projects change that, or they're not too sure, they're delayed. So that's not foolproof, but we really can't do too much about it. Also, beside the My Alarms feature, if there is a whitelist, you'll be able to just click on whitelist and it'll bring you straight to the whitelist, how to get the whitelist for that project. So they're just two small little features that hopefully make your lives easier. Now, moving on to the benefits of holding our token. So I've basically went through the tiers already. There's staking currently for our Gold Plus members. Once we bring out the DAO, there'll be DAO voting for, I think it'll be Platinum Plus. That's not final, but at the moment it's going to be Platinum Plus members. They will also be supporting dApps, ones in a white paper called Alpha. We actually have about 2 or 3 made already, but the thing to remember with them is if we partner with a project or even launch a project that does it already, we will not release the dApps. It's mostly because the dApps are mainly for our community, to make it our community have more uses, to also kind of helps the space as well in general. So if there's someone out there doing it already that's already helping the space, there's no point kind of going against them. It's better off to partner with them and kind of get our community involved that way. It also means that we can kind of focus on other things. As you can see, we've been busy building and we have no intentions of stopping. So that'll kind of move me on to the next thing that's coming out. So this is our tiered whitelist. So I've seen tiered whitelists before where there's tier 1 and tier 2, and a lot of times tier 2 just never seems to be worthwhile. It means that tier 1 usually fills the entire hard cap, and that tier 2 is pointless, and you could go through all the effort to get tier 2, whatever it's with a call channel or a sweep budget, and it just turns out to be worthless and it's not worth your while. So we tried to design them in a way that's fair to everyone, to try and keep everyone happy. So whether that's our holders, the tier 1s, the
Lost you there, Morty.
project owners or tier 2s, we've tried to design this with everyone in mind. So with tier 1, oh, sorry, I disconnected for a little bit there. Back now. Can you hear me? Yeah? Hello?
I think now, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying was, for tier one will be along with our holders. They will have 10 minutes to contribute. They will be first to contribute. A project owner will be only able to whitelist the equivalent of 50% of the hard cap. So that means that if the hard cap is 100 BNB and the max contribution is 1 BNB, they'll be able to whitelist 50 people. If the hard cap is 100 BNB and the max contribution is 2 BNB, they'll only be able to whitelist 25 people. And then moving on to tier 2. Tier 2 will be unlimited, so they can do as many as they want, but we will encourage projects to try and keep that reasonable, to try and keep tier 2 still worthwhile. And after the 10 minutes of tier 1, tier 2 will have the opportunity to buy in. Now, any of the tier 1s or any of the holders who missed out on the first go will also get a chance for tier 2. And all of tier 2 will have 10 minutes to buy, and then it goes public. So look, we will probably not keep everyone happy. I'm sure we'll get some complaints about this, but this is the best way we could think of where it tries to keep everyone happy. Now, this is an option along with normal whitelists. So project owners will have the option of doing tiered whitelists or doing normal whitelists. And we are hoping a lot of them prefer the tiered whitelist, and we're hoping our community prefers them. And because we had complaints from holders where they wanted kind of to have a better chance to get in. We also had people coming in and giving out about they work so hard to get a whitelist, and it's not fair that just holders can get in. So we tried to make it kind of fair for them. But yeah, it's really going to be a trial and error thing. So we're hoping that people will use it, and then we'll kind of get feedback and we can kind of redesign it from there. But hopefully it will be good. As I said, it's something that just needs to be tried and tested before we do anything. But we did reach out to some different partners to try and talk to them. And after kind of talking to a few of them, this was basically what they pretty much all agreed on. Just kind of we put all the advice together, and this is basically what we came up with. Moving on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which I think could be huge, is stealth launches. So to walk you through stealth launches, the cards will look very, very similar to normal pre-sales. The main difference will be that the contract address is hidden from the public until trading starts. Now, why you'd want to do a stealth launch through GemPad rather than normally is mainly safety. It also comes with a bit of advertising by also having the stealth launch up on the GemPad website. You'll get everyone using the GemPad website will see it, so it's almost like marketing included in that. But it's mainly for the safety of investors. So personally, I have probably made more money from stealth launches than pre-sales, and that's nothing against pre-sales. I think I just prefer stealth launches personally. But the biggest problem with them is that so many of them rogue, and it's hard to find the good ones from the bad ones. And it also means it's sometimes when you start off, there's a lot of people saying not trusting it because there's no liquidity lock and KYC and all that. But going through this, you can get KYC'd and you can get audited before the stealth launch, and they'll have the badges on the card like a normal pre-sale. They'll also, once they launch, the liquidity will lock straight away, and it will be needed to be locked for a minimum of a month. So there's that added safety as well. You'll also, project owner will have the option of a normal stealth launch or a stealth fair launch. The difference being with the stealth fair launch, it has no hard cap. Project owners will have the option to just add liquidity by themselves. They can let their friends add it by just whitelisting them, or they can even open it up to the public. It's entirely up to them. And as I said, they'll have to lock that liquidity for the month. And once trading starts, you'll be able to see the contract address on the card. So everyone will be able to see it at the same time. There'll be kind of no late or fake ones in the Telegram or fake Telegram. So it should provide even more safety for it. Now, we're in talks with 1 or 2 projects at the moment, but it is it is a brand new feature. And as far as I know, no other launchpad has it out there. So we'll be the first to have it. So we'll probably take a little bit to try and convince people to come over and do it. But once they do, I'm hoping that others would follow suit, and it will be the place to stealth launch, where they won't want to do normal stealth launches. It'll be better to do it through GemPad because it's that much safer, and because it will hopefully then come with that bit of marketing as well. But yeah, that's one of again where we'll have to see people use it and see how we get on and probably tweak it as we go. But I'm really, really excited for it. I've been talking to Red for it for months and months and months, and I can't tell you how excited I was when the community voted for it to be built first. But yeah, so that will both the whitelist, and then we'll also be bringing out a token creation portal. Now there's no slide on that yet because it's probably of the three main things, it's it's going to be slowest to come out. But basically it will be, you will be able to mint and create your own token without having any coding. So that means you don't have to hire a dev to do it. Last time I spoke to Red, there will be about 30 different ways you can have your own token. So it'll be kind of 30 different, won't be different options, but there's different ways of kind of having it, different options along the way. And our anti-bot will be included in every single token. So we kind of did our own research, and a lot of people kind of as an option thing, but we just included it all. And it's going to be a flat fee across the board for all of them, and it's going to be 0.7 BNB. Now, as I said, that is coming out relatively soon as well. We're hoping it should all be this week. They're all in the testing phase. But again, it's up to the testing. Once that testing is done, then we'll know exactly when they're coming out, but it should be this week. We also started our GemPad marketing. So we kind of noticed that some project owners, they'd hire a marketer that uses up all their marketing funds. So there was a project at the start of GemPad that had maybe 20K for marketing, and they paid a guy 5K to be their marketer, and he didn't do anything. And we had to try and get them someone else, and they end up hiring someone else again to do the marketing. But it was such a waste. And to be honest, we were just tired of marketers charging crazy rates and for something that we can hopefully do ourselves. Now, what we will be charging is 10%. So all the marketing that we set up, we'll just be getting 10% of that. Now, hopefully that's low enough where we've tried to make it as fair as possible. Now, as I said, we are a business. We have to try and bring in money somehow. So we tried to make it as fair as possible, while obviously still making it worth taking one of the core team members to go do it. But the bonus we have is that it's going to be mostly for pre-sales, will be kind of Telegram marketing and the likes of that. So for that kind of marketing, we've been pretty much called and had an AMA with every channel and group out there. So we kind of know which ones we like, which ones work. And so it won't be a case where when we're helping the market, we'll say, oh, that looks good. It's like, oh no, we've used this, it is good. We won't be recommending any ones we haven't used ourselves. In fact, like there has been some where we've been like, let's just try it to see what it's like so we can recommend it. Up to this point, we were just recommending marketing. But then we decided that, look, we're pretty much doing it anyway. We might as well make it a proper thing where we actually help projects market it. So we're trialing it at the moment. We're going to probably do 1, 2, or maybe even 3 projects, see how it goes, and see if the 10% is viable, and then move from there. But that's basically it. The main thing I want to focus on and stress is stealth launches. So if you have anyone, a friend, or maybe even yourself who is thinking of doing a stealth launch, please come and approach the team and we can get you set up. And you could be the first stealth launch in GemPad, which could be pretty bullish for your project. But that's all I have. So if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Okay, thanks for the great presentation, Morty. Yeah, it's a great idea. The stealth launch is creating a better chance of higher volume and getting people into the Telegram. You see like 30 people in there and it can just sort of die because, no one knows about the stealth launch or a fair launch, stealth launch. And yeah, so I think that's super exciting for the GemPad Launchpad. I'm just wondering, what do projects get on the GemPad Launchpad compared to your competitors? It seems like a lot more projects have been coming your way, and we're seeing more AMAs around the AMA groups for GemPad launches. How's it been going the last few months? Have you got like a figure of how it's been growing in the last 3 months?
Yeah, well, it has. The growth has been crazy. To be honest, we're pretty proud of what we built, and we were very confident we would kind of get there and become one of the bigger launch pads. but even how quickly it's happened has kind of shocked us all in a good way. So like at the moment I think we're about 100k visitors, maybe 80, 90k visitors, monthly visitors, which I think was 40k last month and was maybe 10k the month before. So it's been really big jumps. We've also noticed that the volume of projects, as I said, we went from having 2 people in charge of listings to hiring 2 more. So we have 4. And those 2 new people, one of them was a supporter GemPad. He's probably like maybe the first one, and he was there for ages. And he was asking to kind of help out. So we started him in a kind of limited role, and then he's built up to now do listings. And then the other guy is from a private group that the entire team is from. And that we've known him almost as long as the entire team knows. So we trusted him as well. And we're very happy with both of them. They're both very, very good at what they do. Even to the stage where when we are doing projects or groups, or when we're helping launch a project, we set up a group with them. And it's to the stage where we can't even get to reply because the 2 lads are just so quick at replying. So we're very happy with them. But when it comes to what GemPad can offer, one of the things when we started off with, we had where GemPad had we now this is opinion. Well, it's probably not opinion based, but it's my opinion anyway. I'll let other people make up their own opinion. I think GemPad has some of the better tech out there, and if not the best, well, in my opinion, I'm going to say it's the best, but I might be biased. But it also has some of the cheapest fees as well. So those combined is pretty good. But now we're getting to the stage where we have the platform, as in we're becoming popular enough that it's not just low fees and great tech. It's also having the platform to advertise projects and being able to connect them to great AMA channels like Whalecoin Talk and great call channels and stuff like that. So now we're kind of, all the pieces are coming together. And we're partnered with VCs, and it's kind of, we're trying to offer basically everything we can. And then also being able to offer like the added bonuses of, if a project comes to us and they actually want to stealth launch, now we can offer that as well. So we're trying to basically offer everything any Launchpads offers and more.
And I was wondering, have you had any problems with fake GemPad websites as you've been growing the Launchpad?
Not hugely. I've seen people mention them, but nothing that was crazy bad. I have seen 1 or 2, but there's nothing been too huge. I'd like to think maybe it's because the community is so involved in GemPad that they know to just they know what it is. It's also not, when they're looking for the website, it's only gempad.app. So hopefully that it's a smaller one. So hopefully that makes it a bit easier too. But no, we haven't really had any massive complaints about a load of people getting caught up in it or anything like that. Which is always good.
Okay, great. Yeah, you've got nearly 14,000 in the Telegram. That's awesome, building a huge community. And you were saying earlier on you're going to make it a governance token and with a DAO and voting rights. That's great.
Yeah, that will be coming out. I'm not exactly sure what's coming out next. I'll have to speak to Red. But that will be coming out there. There's a list of stuff that will be out in the next, say, month and a bit, maybe. So that'll be, hopefully, as long as Alpha doesn't have, as I said about partnering with something else, hopefully the Alpha DApp will get the update and come out live. We'll have the DAO system, and Red wants to look into maybe exploring into NFTs as well. So something about that might be coming out as well.
Are you thinking maybe of an NFT marketplace for the Launchpad as well, for projects to mint maybe a NFT series in the future?
Yeah, it'd be an NFT Launchpad is what Red, he does really, I won't lie, Red really wants to build it. And it was included in the vote as well. He was disappointed it didn't win. But yeah, that is in our plans anyway. It depends on if we kind of want the Launchpad to be built up and be focused on, and then once that's kind of doing well by itself, we can kind of move into NFTs.
Well, it's testament to the team's hard work and dedication. Yeah, that you're growing the GemPad, and it's going from strength to strength. Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot more projects coming to you. And so, how do you sort of go out there and market it to projects? You have a few team members go around Discord and Telegram and talk to different projects before they launch?
Yeah, so there's a few different ways. When we started out, it was literally Bina and Niall DMing every single project they could find that didn't look like a rogue, and saying, would they be willing to launch with us? Now it's gotten to the stage where there's actually just projects approaching us. We also have a few agents. I honestly have lost count how many there is, and they will kind of go out and they'll find projects and they earn money from the referrals. Anyone can become an agent as well, or if it's just one project you have, you can refer that. The referral scheme is pinned in the Telegram. But yeah, at the moment, there are so many projects just coming to us, we don't even really have time to look for them, which is great, to be honest. It just means that we can focus on providing as many listings as we can.
Great problem to have. We have the same. We have hundreds of sort of rooms talking to people, and yeah, it's quite crazy for us. And imagine, Launchpad's got hundreds of rooms where team are going around talking to people from all over the place in the BSC. And what's the sort of breakdown of what projects are coming to you? Is it mainly the BSC? Are you expanding into Crow and Ethereum launches as well on the platform?
So we have it's mainly BSC. I think there's some Polygon, and we do support Kronos, Polygon, obviously BSC and Ethereum and Telos. But when it comes to Telos, Kronos, Polygon launches, they're a bit quieter. Ethereum also as well, but I feel Ethereum pre-sales aren't a great thing. Now the stealth launches will be first BSC, and then after a few days will be Ethereum. So I'm really hoping that Ethereum will kind of become a lot busier with the stealth launches, because I feel that stealth launches are much bigger on Ethereum than pre-sales are. So that's another reason why I'm excited for stealth launches, to kind of open up ourselves into the Ethereum market even more.
Yeah, I think it's a great feature to add stealth launches, because I think when the market's quieter, a lot more projects do fair and stealth launches. I see them across all the launch pads, fair launch, and stealth launches. But to bring that onto a launch pad's a super idea. I'll open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question for Morty, and then we can go into investor questions. Doesn't look like any of the team's got a question, so let's go on to Syed. You had a question for Morty at GemPad. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so you mentioned about the withdrawal button feature. So I was just thinking that will project creators have the option to maybe turn off this feature, or they can request you and your team to turn off this feature for their particular pre-sale, and will you consider it?
No, I don't think we could. I don't think it'd be fair. Because people kind of invest thinking that's there. Now, people should really do their own research into them, so hopefully that they won't need to use it. But it's been there. It's there for a reason. I can't really think of a circumstance where we would allow someone to do that. But if it does, we'd let the community know. But as I said, I don't think we would.
Okay, understood. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Thanks for your question.
Let's move to Weston. Weston, you had a question for Morty at GemPad. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Hey, Morty.
Hey, Western.
Great
How's it
project
going, man?
here. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just going to go straight to mention of $300 for.
I think you cut out there a bit, Western.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Go again.
Sorry, I got cut out. So based on that referral, you made mention of the regular 3 tiers, that's the gold, diamond, and platinum. So in the events where I keep on bringing projects that are in, do I receive some form of compensation?
Yeah. So let me see if I can find because we recently sent in our referral program. I tell you what I'll do. I will send in our referral program and I'll send it to the lads in Whalecoin Talk, and then
Yeah,
maybe they can.
I saw the referral program on your site. That's where you said they'll be giving $300 for bringing a gold, platinum, or a diamond. I'm talking about the one that isn't in this category, which is the regular, or is it the classic? So
Oh,
what
common.
happens when I
Sorry.
keep on bringing these classic projects, and then you're fully aware the classic projects confirm that I'm actually the one that introduced them to you. Over time, will I receive some kind of recognition for my efforts?
So you mean the common tier projects?
Yeah, I keep on bringing
Yeah.
classic
Oh,
level that
yeah.
isn't the category of gold, diamond, or platinum. Will I
So
receive some compensation?
at the moment, there isn't anything in place. However, I can speak to the team, and maybe we could put something in place. Obviously, it won't be $300 because then we'd be losing money each time. But maybe we could like half it or something. I will speak to the team and I'll get back to you about it.
All right, that'll be all. Over to you, Glenn. Great answer.
Thanks, Weston.
Thank you for the questions. Let's see, Crypto World, you had a question for Morty at GemPad. Go ahead. Are you there, Crypto World? No? Okay. Well, it's been great speaking to you again, Morty. The GemPad Launchpad is partnered with Whalecoin Talk, so we always recommend it to projects that we see that are planning launches in the future. And yeah, it's going from strength to strength. It looks awesome. So yeah, it's been great speaking again today, Morty. And yeah, I'm looking forward to these stealth launches and to see that could explode on the platform as well. And you'll be the first to do that. And yeah, just creating new ideas and, like you say, even talking to the community and they can come up with great ideas. You know, sort of brainstorming. That's what we do at Whalecoin Talk as well with the team and investors, and yeah, see what comes of it. It's great.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Glenn. Yeah, I'm really excited for stealth launches, to be honest. I've been waiting for Red to make it for a while, so I honestly just can't wait for the first one. So if any of you out there listening and you're thinking of doing a stealth launch, why not come talk to the GemPad team?
Yeah, we do have projects listening into the AMAs and investors. Obviously, GemPad's a launch pad, so that this isn't for them. But we always say in the AMAs, yeah, if you're looking at launch pads like the GemPad, check out the website of the project, the white paper, check out the community, do your own research. It's not financial advice, and the AMAs, it's just for research and educational purposes. And thanks very much for coming today again, Morty. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future and come back next quarter and tell us what's happening. I'm sure it's going from strength to strength. Obviously, we're in a bit of a quiet market at the moment, but yeah, it gives you a chance to sort of regroup and think of new ideas like we're doing at Whalecoin Talk when we get sort of periods where, yeah, it's a bit quieter and time to sort of regenerate and grow for the future.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of say bear markets are for building. And yeah, and look, thank you for having me, and I want to thank all the Whalecoin Talk community for listening. And yeah, next time we kind of bring out, we'll probably have another update like this in the near future. And sorry, I actually just remembered there's one thing I didn't mention. So at GemPad we have an anti-snipe feature on all our pre-sales. That means that it can't be bought or anything. Now this has blocked about 90 to 95% of bots, which meant there was some kind of slipping through. And we are aware that there was a bot being built to snipe GemPad pre-sales. After this update, we should be catching 100% of bots. So now that's another thing we're going to have to wait and see how it works, but it should be good. And I can't say how it works, but it's again one thing we're going to have to see how it does. But it should stop even more, hopefully, every single bot.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds like it's a game of cat and mouse where you have to check and they try and adapt and get through, and yeah, so it's all.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Anyway, we've got a hand up, so let's just. Joshua Dibbies, you had a question for Morty at GemPad. Go ahead. No, he's not there. I don't know why people put the hand up and don't have. Right, so yeah, it's been great speaking again. All the official Telegram there, you've got your website and Twitter and Discord. So yeah, check out GemPads, and if you purchased a token, you can get perks like whitelist tier 1 and tier 2 spots. So that's great for investors too.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, Glenn.
Okay, thanks for coming, Morty. Take care. I'll finish the recording and send a copy for you to share with your community, and I'll put that into our chat for any investors that want to listen back to that later on.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, and have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for coming, Morty. Take